Good morning, third graders. Today is Monday, and we are going to start a brand new unit on opinion writing. So we just finished up our fictional narratives, and now we're moving on to a brand new type of writing. So I'm going to read through some of these directions. We're going to look through the graphic organizer, and we're going to look at a mentor text. And then at the end of this lesson, you're going to have a couple of questions that you need to answer and submit on Google Classroom today. Okay, so I'm going to read through this page with you. We'll look at a mentor text, and then you will have a little assignment to do on your own. So what's an opinion piece? And another name for this is argument writing. So if you see opinion or argument, they mean the same thing. Many families assign chores to each family member. One person might take out the garbage, another might rake leaves or shovel snow. Maybe you think that your chores should change. You might think one family member should do more and another should do less. Maybe you think that you shouldn't have to do any chores at all, or maybe you'd like to do more challenging and interesting chores. These are all opinions, and we've talked lots about opinions in reading as well. In an opinion piece, you tell about your opinion and try to convince others to agree with you. Read the ways to make your opinion piece express your ideas strongly. So this is how your opinion written piece is going to be set up. You start with your opinion, you list your supporting reasons, and then you have your conclusion. So your opinion, you state your opinion clearly. It should tell your readers exactly what you think or how you feel about a topic. And remember, not everybody will agree with you. That's why it's an opinion. Supporting reasons. Include at least 3 reasons to support your opinion. Supporting reasons should include facts, not just additional opinions. Strong supporting reasons will make your opinion piece more convincing. So this is a part where you're really trying to get people to think the same way you do. Conclusion. Your conclusion sums up your ideas and completes your opinion piece. We've worked on conclusions in all types of writing, and it's very similar in an opinion piece as well. So now we're going to look at a mentor text. We're going to look at an opinion piece of writing, and we're going to kind of look through the parts of it. So this is an example of an effective, which means it's doing its job, of an effective opinion piece by a 3rd grader. Read it and then complete the activities in the boxes as a class. We can't do that as a class, but I'll be talking through them with you, okay? So our field trip. The museum would be a better field trip than the zoo. At the zoo, the bears might be hiding in caves. The seals might be under the water. At the museum, we can see many more animals in less time. We should visit the Natural History Museum. At the museum, the coolest animals are all clearly placed in glass showcases and can be seen most easily. We won't have to waste the class's valuable time looking for animals that aren't even out where we can see them. Also, we can read the most interesting facts about each animal in the showcases. The bigger animals' habitats are painted, which shows their natural habitat. We can learn about these animals faster than we could at the zoo. At both the museum and the zoo, we can learn about animals from faraway places. However, only at the museum can we see animals that have been extinct for thousands or millions of years. For example, we might see dinosaur skeletons. We might also see exhibits on woolly mammoths or saber-toothed tigers. Therefore, we can learn how the natural world has changed over time. So let's take a look at some of these things in the boxes on the side. So opinion. The writer gets the reader's attention in the introduction. Then the writer states an opinion about the field trip. Draw a box around the opinion. This is kind of small on my screen, but I'm just going to underline it. So this author's opinion is we should visit the Natural History Museum. We know it's an opinion because others might totally disagree and want to go to the zoo instead. Supporting reasons. In the 2nd and 3rd paragraphs, the writer gives reasons that support the opinion. Underline the reasons in each paragraph. Okay, so they're in showcases and can be seen most easily. I'm just going to put a little dot next to it. We don't have to waste waste the class's valuable time. We can read interesting facts. We can see their natural environment, and we can learn about them faster. There were a lot of supporting details in that paragraph. Let's see. Only at the museum can we see animals that have been extinct for thousands or millions of years. We might see dinosaur skeletons, woolly mammoths or saber-toothed tigers. We'll learn how the natural world has changed over time. Look how many supporting reasons I've identified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 supporting reasons in just 2 paragraphs. Another reason to visit the museum is that we can plan the field trip for any time. We could go there when we have been learning about some of the animals on display. We don't need to wait until the weather is nice in the spring. We won't have to risk postponing the trip because of rain. In conclusion, if we are going to spend the day away from school, we need to use the time wisely. We can't take field trips every week. We need to get as much out of each trip as we can. We can definitely learn much more in one day at the museum than we could hope to at the zoo. That is why I know we must visit the Natural History Museum. So looking over here, more supporting reasons. In the 4th paragraph, that's this one right here, the writer gives another reason to support the opinion. Underline the reason in the paragraph. So this one is all about how you can plan the field trip for any time. So the author goes on to explain that how the weather might change things, but the overall reason is that at the museum they can go anytime. At the zoo they have to kind of play with the weather, make sure it's not postponed or it's raining. And the conclusion. The writer sums up the supporting reasons in the conclusion. Underline the sentence that sums up the supporting reasons. So let's see. We can't take field trips every week. We need to get out as much out of each trip as possible. We can definitely learn much more in one day at the museum than we could hope to do so at the zoo. There we go. That sums up everything that the author has been saying in this piece, right? So the zoo could be cool, but if we can only go once, there's a chance that we might not be able to see the animals or that the weather could affect it, so we could get a lot more out of the museum. So your job today, now that we've gone over this mentor text, is going to be to answer these 2 questions at the end of the page. So whom do you think the writer is trying to convince with this opinion piece? So what do you think the audience is? And do you think the reader is likely to be persuaded by the opinion piece? Why or why not? So you're deciding if this piece was effective and could change the reader's mind, or maybe you think it wasn't effective and you'll say why. So those 2 questions will be on a Google Doc. You'll answer them in complete sentences and hand them in when you're done. Happy writing!